Who taught Aaron Copland? Philip Glass, Quincy Jones, Virgil Thomas, Leonard Bernstein. Who taught all of these people? Well, today I want to tell you about a French educator and composer by the name of Nadia Boulanger. Nadia was born in Paris in 1887 in a very musical family. Her father was a composer and a voice teacher. Her mother was a Russian princess, but also a professional singer. So she grew up in a very musical family. She had a sister who was equally as musical, and I've already done a video about her a month or so ago, but this is about Nadia. Nadia was 9 years old. She began a formal training at the Paris Conservatory. She showed a lot of brilliance towards harmony, towards composition. When she was 19, she won the conservatory's first prize in composition, which is great because the school's full of only the best. Now, while Nadia is a very strong and great composer, she quickly realized that her true passion, what she loved, was educating music, helping other musicians find their musical voice. As I mentioned, she had a sister named Lily, and Lily, she said, was really the composer. She thought Lily was brilliant. However, sadly, Lily had Crohn's disease and died at only 24. So after she passed away, they were really close, really tight. After Lily passed away, she stopped composing almost entirely. Her quote is, "If there's one thing of which I am certain, it is that my sister was the one with the genius." Yes, her sister was a genius, but she definitely has the same herself. She starts teaching at the conservatory, but then she also becomes one of the first female conductors to really make it pretty big. She conducts the London Philharmonic, she conducts the New York Philharmonic, and she also conducts the Boston Symphony Orchestra. And she oftentimes is the first woman to do this in a big scale. One of the things that set her apart from many of the other educators is that she wasn't trying to teach her way of music, not her voice of music. She really wanted each person to individually hone on what their own voice was. And she was very good at helping them with the technical parts, but also helping them find what is that inside of me that I want to get out. That's why all her students, they sound vastly different from one another. And she also understood when to push and when to hold back. She did not teach Gershwin, but actually George Gershwin came to Paris wanting to study under her. She listened to him and said, "You have this unique, amazing blend of where you're getting all this modern, jazz and blues and infusing it with classical music. I cannot teach you anymore. I'm afraid I'm going to take away from it." So she understood when to push, when to pull, with such clarity. It wasn't about herself. She just wanted to do the music right and the musicians as well. After World War II, she became a symbol of musical excellence. Everybody knew who she was. She constantly traveled. She was giving lectures. She was doing master classes. A lot of it was in America, but also her apartment in Paris was very well known. People would travel from all over to sit around her table and have discussions. And they were analyzing the Bach chorales. They were studying counterpoint at her table. She had an open door policy because she loved music and she loved the musicians. She was very loving and very kind. She was also very stern. And also, after her sister died so young, she almost only wore black, a sign of lifelong mourning. In 1979, when she was 92 years old, she was already blind. She was still teaching, though, and then she ended up in a coma. There was not one illness. It was just a whole bunch of things. She was old. She ended up in a coma for 3 weeks, and after that, she passed away peacefully in her apartment. Nadia Boulanger really changed the world, the musical world, without fame, without seeking the spotlight. She was proving that teaching itself was also a creative act. And it was as powerful and as enduring as composing themselves. When you listen to many modern composers, she either had a direct influence on or, secondhand had influence on. She was magnificent, but even though she's known as the educator, she also composed things, and they were beautiful pieces. So go listen to something by Nadia Boulanger and remember her when you listen to all the other people like Philip Glass or like Copland.